You are now listening to
The Really Joe podcast. Really Joe.
Today we got Michaela. Is it? Do you still go by Michaela?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, we got Michaela. I think I just thought of this earlier today. I might call this the ultimate hustler.
I love that.
Yeah, and so just a little backstory. I gotta throw this in there. I remember this young lady when she was a little girl, and she was a little troublemaker, a little thug. All right, I'm kidding. But how you doing today, man?
I am doing great. How are you?
Oh man, I'm still kicking. I can't complain too much. But look, today we're gonna talk about you. I see you out here making moves. I think that's great. Anybody that's from the crib, hey, I like seeing them out making moves. And I see you on your grind. You constantly hustling. That's why I say the ultimate hustler. But can you tell me your number one business that you have? It's hair, right?
No,
It's not hair?
not. So with like the whole hair thing, like the hair thing kind of like took over my business in a way. It's just an extension of my brand, P.O.P Couture, but my number one business where I started is P.O.P Couture.
Okay. What does POP stand for?
Plenty of pleasure.
Okay. All right. Okay. So it's more of clothing.
Yes.
Okay.
But
All
it
right.
is a full it is a full brand. So like we have like beauty products, cosmetics, a men's collection. It's just like a full brand.
Okay. All right. So what was your first item that you started the brand with?
Uh Sunglasses.
Yeah. Okay. You
Handmade sunglasses.
you know what? I used to always see you with sunglasses on. That makes sense. That makes
Yep.
perfect sense. So you started with sunglasses, and how did you end up branching off into some other things?
Just because my customers were requesting like custom orders once they realized that I was really good at the entire design process, so I just started to kind of extend my brand that way.
Okay. All right. So you pretty much designed the sunglasses from top to bottom?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And so it was the customer demand that kind of helped you kind of branch off into some other things like clothing and hair.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So
Always try to keep in mind that customer experience and supply the demand. Like that's kind of how like I move in my business. And
okay.
I just really supply the demand.
Okay. So were you afraid to start a business on your own?
Afraid, not really. I was more so excited. I
Mhm.
did kind of scared when it was like closer time to lunch, but during the entire process, no, I was really excited.
Okay. All right. So I know the reason why I asked you that is because I know it's a lot of people who probably have business ideas. Pretty much, probably most people have a business idea in their mind, and either they don't know how to get it off the ground, or they may be a little timid to get it off the ground. What helped you to get past any reservations that you had initially to get your brand going?
I knew in my heart that like I could not work another 9 to 5 again. And that's what kept me going. Like that was my ultimate drive. Like I didn't have a plan B. So I knew that that plan A had to work.
Okay. All right, I got you. So how was the support from like friends and family when you first started?
The support was amazing, absolutely through the roof on both ends.
That's a lot of stuff that I put out is kind of to help somebody who may be in that same situation. And I kind of put this in my description. It's kind of to let people know you're not alone. You know what I'm saying? And it's other people that's just like like myself, who comes from like I kind of like to call it humble beginnings,
Mm-hmm.
and and you have ideas and you have thoughts, and whether it's childhood trauma, whatever, it's other people that found a way to get past it, versus some unfortunate stuff that could happen.
Right.
I think a lot of people think that creating a business is easy. It's, to me, it's harder than your average 9 to 5, because that's your brand, that's your baby. So if there's 24 hours in a day, how much of your time in a day is dedicated to your brand?
Ooh, I'm just gonna bank off yesterday. Like I spent 19 hours in my business yesterday. And sometimes it gets like that. But some days I got like a full 24 hours to myself. So like it kind of balances out.
Yeah. So you slept 5 hours yesterday.
And then I don't even know how many, I don't even think I slept those 5 hours, honestly. But what I do want to say too is that also just depends on your drive. Some people not willing to really, put in that work. But I know where I'm trying to go and how fast I'm trying to get there. So that's why I am like overextending myself.
Yeah. Um, do you know who Damon John is?
No, never heard of him.
You ever watched the TV show Shark Tank?
No, but it's so funny that you say that because first of all, I don't watch TV at all. And I just learned about Shark Tank
Yeah.
like maybe 2 weeks ago.
Right. So you don't watch TV because you on your grind, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. So Damon John is the creator and founder of FUBU.
Okay.
All right, and so he was on the show Shark Tank. I think he still does it if it still airs. But I listened to an interview that Damon John did, and he said he started FUBU in his basement, and he
Wow.
had one product. All he had was one T-shirt, and he just started taking orders for it. And he said it got to a point to where he had more orders than he actually had shirts at
Right.
one point. So I just took from that, it was kind of motivational because it's like all he had was one style of t-shirts and
Mhm.
created FUBU from it. So it kind
Right.
of let you know, like, if you go out and you work hard towards your brand, it can get to another level. But so we went from the glasses. What was the next item?
Hats.
Hats. Okay. Right. That's something I used to always see you with, glasses, hats. Yeah, it makes sense.
I love
All right.
a hat right now, but I'm like, I'm not gonna wear a hat. But
Okay.
I love hats.
Say that again.
I was saying I love hats.
Oh, yeah. Me too. Me too. As you can see. And now that I got the bald head, I keep a hat on.
Right.
So how did you get into the hair?
So I've always been kind of like a hair girl. Like my hair always has to look good, just period. And just with so many people like asking who you get your hair from, just like a demand for the hair. And I'm like, this is something that I should start doing. And it can also be a part of my brand as well, being that I literally like one of my mottos is to cater to the baddie. So like what's a baddie without good hair? So that's how the whole hair thing came about.
Okay. All right. So how long did it take for you to feel like, okay, my brand is successful?
Mm, I would say when I made it to LA Fashion Week, which
Okay.
that was just earlier this year. That was like in March
Mhm. How long have you been grinding your brand?
for 4 years.
4 years, really? And where did you start? In Little Rock?
No, I actually started here in Jonesboro.
You in Jonesboro,
Yeah, I live in Jonesboro.
Arkansas?
Uh-huh.
I thought you was in Dallas or something.
No, I live in Jonesboro.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Oh, so look. That's a great market for you because I'm pretty sure it's in high demand there, right?
It is.
Because like I'm sure in that area they don't cater to us. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
All right, cool. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So since you've been, on your grind, your hustle, you've been grinding your brand for 4 years, right?
Hmm.
How often have you been either approached or reached out to someone else to kind of, work together, to build both of you guys' brand? Well, you ladies' brand, or who, if it's a guy or whatever.
All the time, honestly. All the time. All the time.
Oh yeah. Do you think that's an important step into building?
I do to a certain extent, but at the same time, you kind of have to be careful because just when people are seeing that you are being a success, people kind of like want to attach themselves to you. So it's just something that you really have to be careful and mindful of. But I do think building together is everything.
Okay.
Just as long as you're building with the right person.
Okay. Well, and see, that's what I was gonna ask, and you kind of answered it. I was gonna ask you next. Like I see a lot of people that's getting their business off the ground,
Hmm.
and it's like, let's just say it's a couple people from the same area, and they have businesses that kind of somewhat similar, maybe,
Hmm.
but they're not working together, and I'm like, why are y'all not working together? Like,
Hmm.
like you could bring some clientele, the other person could bring some clientele to you. It's like, I don't understand it. And I think it's, in my mind, I'm not sure, but I just think it's a lot of people just want to build something up on their own and be able to say that they did it by themselves.
Right.
But what's your opinion on that?
My opinion is just simply mindset. That's what it goes back to. Just a small mindset. Because hey, if I can bring you over here and you can help me out and we can grow together, then I'm all for it. Especially if we are kind of aligned with each other. So yeah, that's my opinion.
Okay. All right. So with you building a brand and you've got it to a successful point, right?
Hmm.
What's the biggest thing that you've learned in that whole process?
That no matter what it looks like, consistency is key.
Okay. And any tip on how to stay consistent?
Just don't let nothing get in your way. Stay focused. Like have a literally tunnel vision, and
Yeah.
you gonna win every time.
Right. So kind of like, you kind of have what is it, blinders? Don't let like friends, family, relationships blind you.
Nobody,
I got
nothing, or nobody get in
you.
your
Okay.
way.
So what's next for you to conquer? I mean, I see you're adding things onto the brand. What's
Mhm.
next that you want to do?
The next thing that I'm going to do is me and my family will have our own TV show. So that's what we're working on.
Okay. All right. I got you. I got you. So, and then look, and then you can integrate all your all the services that you have,
Right,
advertisement.
right.
All right, okay, okay. What's the TV show gonna be about?
Just our life, our everyday life.
Kind of like the Kardashians.
Yeah, kinda,
Hey,
kinda.
listen, I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't watch the Kardashians.
Why? I used to watch them all the time, but I don't watch anything anymore. I just don't.
Um, it's just mainly because I like watching. I like watching people, or I like rooting for the underdog. You know,
Right.
I like seeing people come from humble beginnings like myself, and make it to another level. Especially the ones who remain humble.
Right.
And so that's just me. And it's probably got to do with my background, but that's just me. So, they already had a pretty nice lifestyle compared to most. or
Right.
compared to others. So it's like I don't want to contribute to that, you know. And there's no disrespect. I don't judge anybody for, you know, watching. You know, it's all entertainment to somebody, but for me, especially being a guy, you know, I rather help the underdog, you
Mm-hmm.
know, versus somebody who's already okay in life, you know.
Right.
So one thing I have to ask,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, I see you working, I see you grinding, I see you have your target market, and that's fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when do we include the men?
So, I mean, it all, I don't know how to answer that. But, but I mean, you got to be a part of this. You got to be a part of this business too.
Yeah, I
So
get you.
that's when you're included.
Okay, so all right, so I had to throw this out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is just me and how I feel, and and keep in mind, it's no disrespect to anybody. To each his own.
Oh.
I see a lot of people, and they target, you know, their target market is women,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like I don't see enough businesses that target men, you know, and and keep in mind, this could be a good business idea at some point, but I just feel like, you know, coming from a man's point of view, we get left out. Like I see people that say, "Hey, I'm looking for 10 women to do this, 20 women to do that." I never see anybody say, "Hey, I need 10 men to do this and that," unless it's run some errands.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I need somebody to fix this, fix that. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff, you know?
I guess I misunderstood your question, but as far as that goes, I don't really see any men, and I'm so glad that you brought that up because I don't really see any men that's, you know, demanding help with their business or, you know, trying to come up. I don't really see men really just being active. I'm just being honest. I don't see a lot of men.
And you said being active like with their business.
Yeah, just being active and really trying to go that legal way. If
Mm-hmm.
we be honest.
You said the legal way. I got you. I got you. Um, okay, I can agree with that. I can agree with that, right? I think it's a little bit of how men are kind of raised or built, you know, because we have to be tough. You know, we can't ask for help. We can't cry. You know what
Says
I'm saying? Hmm?
who says that? Who
The
says that?
majority, you know,
Well, you don't have to follow what majority say if it's something that you want to do. If
that's
the
true. That's true. That's
the mind,
very true. But you know, I have a talk with some guys from time to time.
mm-hmm,
And it's like as a man, you're kind of built to be tough, you know, not cry. You know, like if you see a little boy crying all the time, you like, oh, come on, man. Like, man, be tough. You know what I'm saying? That's what's instilled in us, right? So
right,
it's like, you know, you get a lot of men like myself. I don't like asking anybody for help or anything, you know, whether it's uh mentally, socially, financially. I don't like asking anybody for help. That's just what's been instilled in us, you know, from a young age, you know.
right.
So I was just asking, you know, do you have a plan to kind of integrate, you know, either a service or integrate them into
Summer 2023.
summer 2023?
Yep.
Now, no lie, I seen some of the hoodies. I like the hoodies. I'm gonna get one of the hoodies. That's a fact. And yeah, but that leads me to my next question also. What does the ugly truth mean to you?
So the ugly truth is actually not something that I came up with. It was actually my fiance's idea.
Okay.
That's his creative project that he brought onto my brand. But if I can just speak from what I feel like it means, just really the raw truth, like what people are afraid to do and say, just for like that bold man who lives in his truth.
Okay. All right. So he kind of introduced you to it, and you was just like, that's
Well,
pretty
I
good.
actually was like, I need a men's collection. I was like, but I don't know, like, because like I don't cater to men. Like I don't know what y'all like. I don't know what you want. And so he just kind of helped me with that whole ordeal.
Hey, but hold on. You do know what we like and want, right? Because you know what you like to see your guy in.
True.
You know, you like,
Some things that I can't really say that either because some things that I like to see him in, that's not a part of his lifestyle or who he is. So I can't say that.
hey, I get it. I get it. Cause sometimes I tell my old lady, I don't know why you bought me this. Like, I'm not gonna wear this. But I'm sure it's some guys that will, you know. I mean, it's a lot of guys, they just wear what women like.
Mm-hmm.
And come on, hey, hoochie daddy shorts.
I like the Hoochie Daddy shorts.
All right,
The Hoochie Daddy shorts was given.
all right. Well, see, hey, that's cool. And hey, I don't knock you for it. But now I'm sure it's some guys that's only wearing that because that's what women like,
True, true.
you know. And so it's cool. So hey, I'm just saying you do have some insight, you know. Hey, don't sleep on yourself.
I
So
know.
hey, so what is that? 2023?
2023.
Hey, we're gonna need them hoochie daddy shorts.
Well,
Uh,
it's gonna be a whole. I don't want to spill like too much, but like it's not even gonna really. It's not even really dealing with fashion, but just something that's really gonna help the men.
yeah. Okay. So we will have some men stuff coming to P.O.P Couture.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. All right. All right. Now, since you mentioned your fiance, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much do you want to build before you jump the broom?
Oh my God, like to answer honestly, like a whole lot. And I've always been like that, no matter like who I'm with. Like I just always want to make sure that I have my entire life together.
Mm-hmm. So y'all work on the brand together?
We used to, but not so much now, just simply because he has his own business that he has to give 100% to.
That's cool. That's dope. Yeah, that's dope. And if you don't mind, I got one more question.
Oh no, you good.
All right. So since you're grinding all the time, and you know we know a business is a grind,
Right.
how do you find the time for your family, like your fiance, your kids? You have kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So how do you find, like how do you kind of find the time to manage between business and it's like, okay, I need to set this time to the side just for the kids or for your fiance? How do you find that balance?
So what I like to tell people, there is no balance. Like if I'm being a mama, I'm being a mom 100%. If I'm being a fiance, being a fiance 100%. If I'm working in my business, they know not to bother me. This is what I'm doing 100%. I literally just give everything that I'm doing 100%. There is no balance.
Okay. All right. Do sometimes do they get the back burner?
Not really. Um, just simply because I'm gonna take some days off, and it might be 4 or 5 days. So no, they
Yeah.
don't.
Okay. All right, cool. So look, um, for our potential listeners, viewers, any final comments or message that you want to give to our potential listeners or viewers? Also, how can they get your all your items?
So all of my items can be found on www.shoppopcouture.net. And if you need business coaching, you can go to www.plugtalk101.com. And the message that I have for you guys is just to stay consistent, stay focused, don't let other people get in your ear, and just really have a clear eye view on what it is that you want to do, and let it be something that makes you happy every day.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Michaela Dennis. So, hey, Michaela, hey, I appreciate you for taking some time out your day to sit down with me. Also, hey, I wish you the best going forward. And that's in your relationship and business wise, you know.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Same to you.
It's no problem at all. Hey, and until next time, people, we out.